What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another edition of Will Height Works. Today's a really exciting day. I want to introduce you to Louise. This is my Hellion buoy made by Work Tough Gear, designed by Zeke Manacho. And if you've seen my shorts, you know this blade already. This is a T-Rex killing massive buoy knife, and it is my favorite knife. And just like whenever in The Mandalorian, certain things are done, activities are unlocked, you go ahead and change some of the customization on it. I have added a T-Rex footprint just to kind of tell Louise's story a little bit. But that's not really why we're here. Today's video is to introduce the sheath that I'm going to make. Here is the drawing. Everything starts with the drawing, and this is it. So let me show you how this lays out. All right, this lays in here like that. And just like on all the other sheaths, you've got a certain amount of welt room. And we're gonna put in the same Chicago screws to keep it from cutting out. And that's where it is on the front. Let me show you the back. So this will be what the back looks like. And here's the hardware for that. That's gonna go in the back with something like that. And of course, I'll size it more perfectly whenever I get the other D-ring for this side, but this will be to keep the sheath next to your leg, and then this one will be to retain the knife. And if you'll notice by the design here, you'll be able to take this off from the front, slide it to the side to keep you from cutting it off whenever you take it out of the sheath. And in addition, if you do cut it off, it'll be a real simple matter to go ahead and sew another piece of leather to that ring that's already sewn on. The mistake that most people make is that they do it in such a way where there's no ability to replace it once they've cut it off. So this is a much superior design, and I hope to really illustrate that in the next few videos. But here's the big surprise. I'm going to tease this a little bit. On this one, it's going to be customized in another way. It's going to actually have a T-Rex head on it. So I'll lay that out and carve that in this thing. It should be amazing. So hopefully you'll join me. This is the first video in that series, and hope to see you on the next one. Take care. Hey guys, welcome to Will Height Works. I'm Joe. This is the second video in my Hellion T-Rex killing sheath series. Last video I showed you this, and now I'm going to show you this. The blanks are cut. Some of the welt has been cut. It'll lay in like that. And just to kind of give you a little bit more idea what this is actually going to look like, here, we'll show you that. Come in close on that guy. It's going to be awesome. I love it. On the next one, I'm going to go ahead and carve this out and get the lines drawn. I've got a few decisions to make about exactly how this is going to lay in there. Let me show you that real fast. It's basically going to lay in there something like this, but the decisions that have to be made are the cant. Am I going to have it coming in exactly straight down the pike like this, or am I going to cant it a little bit like that? A lot of that's going to depend on how it's best to get the widest part of the blade to fit down inside the welt. So I'll have to work that out before I glue anything in, but I'll show you the result on the next one. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome to Will Height Works. This is the third video in the Hellion Sheath series. Look at this. This thing's looking amazing. Got the welts cut. Got the T-Rex carved and even textured. And check out how nice this is fitting in the sheath so far. And let's turn this over and show you how this is going to lay out. There we go. Should be fantastic. Anyway, hope to see you on the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome to Will Height Works. I'm Joe. This is the fourth in the Hellion Sheath series. And take a look. We made some great progress. So far, we've got the welts cut and stained and ready to glue in. The T-Rex is carved and stained. And it's looking really good, except for one thing, one little detail that I'm not loving. This right here. Let me come in nice and close. When I was using the backgrounding tool I left the middle part inside the jaw raised. It looked better whenever it was in two different colors. The details are coming out very nicely in the black, but I think this actually works against it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and case this again and stamp it down and try and get it to be more backgrounded like this area. So this fades and all you're left with is a skull and the teeth. And we'll see how that works. But anyway, it's less than perfect, and I want it to be perfect. So we'll try again. Anyway, we'll update you real soon. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Well How It Works. This is the 5th video in the Hellion Sheath buoy series, and this is the concept right here with the T-Rex. And on the last one, I showed you where I had carved this, but I didn't like the middle of it. So now I want to show you, give you a little update. I went back and fixed that. I think this thing looks great. I think it's got all the detail with none of the background that we didn't want. And so now I'm going to show you the welt, which I glued in. And if you'll notice, it follows the lines perfectly. Get in there really close. And I will show you now how this thing is going to fit together. If you're looking, I've got it extra material on the side so that I could sand it down to the proper size. So let's go ahead and get this in a way that we can show you how this thing is going to fit. Okay, so right here is that, and then whenever you go to slide the knife into the sheath, it's going to have kind of a bit of a choke point right here. So if I'm not careful, I'll drag the tip on that and could get some cutouts. But knowing this, I will put it forward like that, and then as it comes into place, we'll rock it down, and then look at that. Let me see if I can do that one-handed. Check out the fit on that. That is going to be fantastic. I think this thing is going to turn out great, and I cannot wait to be finished with this so that I can share it with all of you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you on the next one. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another edition of Well How It Works. This is the 6th in the Hellion Sheath series, and I wanted to give you an update and show you where we're at, show you the progress that I've made. If you'll notice here, all the welts have been sanded to basically where they need to be. And then if you look here, it's nice across there, nice down the front. A little bit of a bobble here. That is okay. I can smooth that out. And then that's nice on the front. So I'll show you that. A little more detail. And then here is the leading edge on this guy. There we go. Looking nice. The back's got a little bit more work to do, but I wanted to show you how this is going to lay out. So let me show you these pieces over here. So this is going to be the drop leg, and this is going to be for the leg strap. Then this will go over the top, and here is the strap for the snap. So let's see how this is going to lay out on here. This is going to be on here about like this, and then let me back up a little bit. Here's the whole thing, how that's going to lay out. Looking good. Anyway, I'm super excited about this. I think this is going to be probably one of my most favorite projects ever. We're getting close to the end of it. So I hope you enjoy this, and I cannot wait to bring you on the next one when it will be all glued up and start to look a lot more like a finished product. Anyway, take care. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another edition of Well How It Works. This is the 7th in the Hellion Sheath series, and check this guy out. It looks so good. Everything is turning out great. Here's a little detail that I didn't tell anyone about. Got some footprints here, and on the back I've got all this sewn up. Well, this one's not sewn up, but the rest of them are stitched, glued in place. And a little surprise here, this is for the top. Got a little claw coming over the top. Anyway, this thing's gonna be amazing. we're just about to the point where we're gonna glue it up. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue this together, and then I'm gonna finish cutting this other side out back here so that the knife can fit down in it properly. Then I've got to fix all the edges and get them burnished. And then we'll be to the lacing. That's gonna be one of the biggest parts. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this and hope to see you on the next one. Welcome to Well How It Works. This is the 8th in the Hellion Sheath series. It's all glued up. We're gonna take this out. Take a look at it. All right, check it out. Everything is together. And just like on the last one, it always looks a little bit gross whenever you first bring it out. Got a few things that need to be trued up here, and that's okay too. That's not a problem. For example, I knew going into it that this would need a little bit of gluing and and truing back here. That's not a problem. I'll fix that. And along with the edges, they're not perfect, but I'll get them there. There's a look at the back. And anyway, really excited. This is going to be a good one. And it's going to start to fly together after this. Thanks for watching. Welcome to Well How It Works. I'm Joe. This is the 9th in the Hellion Sheath series. And I wanted to give you a little update here. Check this guy out. It's looking amazing. I have done all of the sanding, trued up all the edges, and I wanted to show you how it looks as compared to the concept. You can see right there that all the lines are following perfectly. Here, let me show you all these edges. Okay. Let's give you a little side-by-side comparison there. It looks great. Now, to the edges. Everything has been sanded and trued up everywhere. There are no high spots in it anymore. And this guy is ready to start being burnished and getting the stitching lines laid out. Even all this back here is perfect, but I'm gonna have to correct that just a little bit right there. It's not 100% perfect, and like I've said before, I want it to be perfect. And I'm gonna show you a little detail that I don't think I've shown you so far. Now that this is laced in there, whenever I go to take this out, I can lay it behind it like that, and it'll stay behind it as I'm taking it in and out of the sheath. That way I don't cut it. See that right there? And by the way, look at how nicely even that is. So anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you see you on the next one. Welcome to Well How It Works. I'm Joe. This is the 10th in the Hellion Sheath series. Guys, check it out. This thing looks amazing. All the lacing lines are in. Everything has been pre-drilled. It's basically ready to go. There's a couple little details we'll have to take care of. I haven't cut that yet for the button stud to go through. But check out the edges. They're all burnished. Everything is perfect. Just as smooth as glass. And I am looking forward to getting a completed project to show you. And got one little hiccup there. I'll connect those lines and we'll see what we can do with that. But other than that, there's really not a lot of mistakes in this thing. And even that one I don't think is really going to be too bad once I work on that a little bit. Anyway, I'm so excited. Hope you guys are excited and hope to show it to you soon. Hopefully we will have a completed project. And hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, welcome to Well How It Works. This is the 11th video in the Hellion Sheath series, and it's done. It's all done. Check it out. It looks amazing. There's the concept and the claw from the original sheath, and now that's done. Look at it. It's all stitched up, laced together. And I'm going to show you a couple of things about fitment. This thing is great. It slides in there perfectly, and you got the button stud, exactly the right amount of tightness. You can see where I relief cut it a couple times so that it will not come off on its own. Got the claw on the top all laced in. I think that's a pretty cool detail, little tracks there. And take a look at this on the back here. That's working great. And even my little bobble down here, I was able to go in the middle and put the lacing groove in between the two holes and pull it to the side so it's kind of covered up. Thing looks great. Let me come in close and tight on all the lacing. And let's run around the edges one more time. And look how that fits there. And one of the things I wanted was for it to have kind of a cant to it. So I really like the way that this is not straight up and down in the sheath. That was kind of hard to do, and it was worth the extra time and effort to do it. Anyway, this thing is fantastic. I'm so excited. I appreciate everyone who's watched and commented, and it has truly been a labor of love, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one. And I realized I forgot to show you one thing. I forgot to show you how this thing works. Let me show you if I can do this one-handed. See how that thing fits in there. Well, that's easier said than done. Okay, it took me a second to figure out how to do this one-handed. I'm gonna use the strap. There we go. And then as it goes in there, it cants in, just like what I showed you in the previous videos. And that goes over the top and pops down, and it is secure. It's not coming out, there's no way. Anyway, thanks a lot.